guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another top 5 product video to share with you. In today's video we will actually be talking about my top 5 favorite powders. So before we get into this video, I did want to let you guys know I am planning to do a live streaming video this weekend. So I have never done a live stream before, but I thought it would be really fun to do that with you guys. So on Sunday, March 12th, which is this coming up Sunday, I will be doing a live stream at 10 a.m. So if you're interested in joining me, make sure to, I'm really not sure how it works yet. I'm gonna have to figure it out before Sunday, but make sure to go ahead to my channel at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I will be there doing a live stream. So I thought it might be a fun subject to talk about what single eyeshadows I have in my Z palette. So we'll be going through and looking at all my customized palettes and what eyeshadows I have in there. But also I will be answering any questions you guys have at that time and just doing kind of like a chatty style video. So if you would like to ask me any questions or if you want to see what single shadows I have in my Z palettes, make sure to tune in for that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into today's video. So this is a mixture of both loose and pressed powders, but these are my top 5 favorite powders that I reach for the most in my collection. So let's start with this guy because I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about this. I talk about this all the time. I did mention this in my Holy Grail product video. This is definitely my absolute top favorite face powder, and this is from MAC. This is the Mineralize Skin Finish. I have it in the shade Light Plus. This is a newer one. I've gone through this powder probably, I've lost count of how many times I've gone through this powder because I have owned it so many times and I just love it. And every time I finish one off, I have to immediately buy another one because it is definitely my favorite powder. This is the one I take with me whenever I travel because I know without fail it's gonna look good. So the thing that I love the most about this powder is that it just looks invisible on your skin. Like you cannot see that you have a powder on. A lot of, powders can start to look cakey, especially if you apply them over the top of like a full coverage foundation. I can use this powder with any foundation and I know it's going to look amazing. It does not look powdery, it does not look cakey. It just gives a really beautiful, soft, natural finish to the skin, and it adds a little bit of coverage. So it's not like a translucent powder where you really are just setting your foundation with this. It actually will set your foundation, but it adds a little bit of coverage at the same time. I also really love using this over the top of a BB or CC cream because it gives me, it like amps up my coverage from those products so that I can feel like I have a lot less on my face, but still get a very beautiful kind of like medium coverage from a BB or CC creams. I love this powder. I will continue to buy this powder. I highly recommend trying it out if you have not. It's a beautiful, beautiful powder. Next up, let's talk about a loose powder that I highly recommend trying if you have not tried before, and that is from Laura Mercier. I know everybody talks about this on YouTube and there is a reason. It's one of those products that is just such a gorgeous product and it works for so many different skin types and skin tones. It is a translucent powder, but it's not like those white translucent powders that you see. This one has a little bit of a kind of a yellowy tone to it, but it goes on translucently, but it's not going to give you any flashback at all. So if you have a problem with translucent powders giving a flashback, this will not do that. It does give a really nice, it's not completely matte. I feel like it gives a little bit of a satin finish to the skin. I don't feel like it mattifies you as much as like the Makeup Forever translucent powder, but it definitely does set everything in place. It's one of those powders that is so finely milled. Again, it's not going to make you look cakey. It doesn't look powdery. It's really beautiful powder, and I highly recommend trying that guy out as well. All right, next up, I have another translucent powder, but this one's quite a bit different from the one from Laura Mercier because this one from Cover FX is their illuminating setting powder. This comes in a few different finishes. They do have a matte one, and then they have their just translucent powder. This is the illuminating translucent powder, and I have it in the shade Light. It comes in light or dark, and I love this powder so much. It does give a nice kind of glowy finish. It looks very similar in the actual container to the one from Laura Mercier. It does have a little bit of a yellow tone to it, but it goes on translucently, and it does add, I don't know if you guys can see the powder go up when I did that. It does add a beautiful glow. I love using this to set my under eye. It will set your under eye so beautifully. It gives you a really nice bright glowy look underneath your eye without looking thick or heavy or cakey. Recently I've been using my Hourglass powders to set underneath my eye because they're part of my Use It or Lose It project for 2017 and I'm trying to use them up, and I don't like the way that they look. I just feel like they give me a little bit of creasing and a little cakiness underneath the eye. So for that reason I prefer this powder so much over the Hourglass powders. I just feel like this powder is so perfect for under eye setting. You can use this all over your face as well if you like a very glowy finish. I tend to prefer a more matte finish and then just add the glow in the areas where I want some glow, but you could definitely use this all over your face if you like to have a glow. It is so pretty without being like shimmery or shiny in any way. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend trying this out as well. They do also have it in a travel size at Sephora, so that's a really nice way to try it out if you want to give it a shot before you invest in a full size. All right, the next powder I wanted to mention is from Pur Cosmetics. This is called the 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup. It has an SPF of 15. This powder is so good, you guys. This is the closest dupe for the MAC powder I have ever found. I've tried so many face powders to see if I could dupe that powder, and this is definitely the closest. I still prefer the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish just slightly over this one, just because the finish on this is hard to explain. It's just gorgeous, but this is very, very similar. It's actually what I used today to set my face with. I love this powder. It's, again, like the MAC one, it does leave a very beautiful satin finish to the skin. It looks invisible on the skin. You cannot see that you have a thick layer of powder on your skin. It sets everything in place really nicely, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful powder. It does have that SPF in there, which I think is really important. I like to layer my SPFs on my face wherever I can, so I really appreciate that about this powder, and I definitely recommend checking this out. I think it's a great, great product. Okay, and then the last powder that I wanted to mention is from Makeup Forever. This is their Duo Matte powder, and this is actually like a powder foundation. A lot of these that I mentioned are powder foundations, but this one I love for setting, especially in the summer when I have a more oily skin. So my skin is combination skin, but I lean oily in the summer and a little more dry in the winter, and so this is one of my favorite powders for the summer, because not only does it set my foundation in place and add a little bit of coverage again, but it also will help to control oil throughout the day, which is so appreciated in those summer months when my skin tends to get oily. It definitely does a great job of really mattifying out your face. I like using this for touching up too, so if I start to feel like I'm getting oily, I'll use a blotting sheet and kind of blot away the excess oil and then apply this as a touch-up, and it just, I feel like it resets everything and just makes me look totally matte again. So I love this powder. Definitely try this if you have oily skin or even combo skin like I do. I think you will love this powder. All right, so those are all the products that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 5 product video. I definitely am going to continue doing more of these, and we're going to go throughout my collection. What I've been doing is kind of going in order of how I apply it. So we started with my foundations. Today we are doing powders. Next time I will probably talk about concealers, and we'll work our way through my collection for top 5 products. If you guys enjoy watching this type of video, make sure to give this a thumbs up so that I do continue making these for you guys. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave those down below. I'd be happy to answer those. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.